Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another lesson here at English Pod. My name is Marco.
And my name is Catherine. So, Marco, what are we talking about today?
Today, we are taking a look at a guy who is a little bit too afraid of people in general.
There's a good word for this in English. Someone who's almost too afraid all the time. Someone who is overly cautious. We call this person paranoid.
Okay, so if you are paranoid, you think that everyone is wants to hurt you or that everyone is out to get
Wait,
you.
did you hear that?
That's
No, did you hear that?
No, I didn't.
Someone at the door. So, Marco, can you check the... Okay, that's paranoid. You know, you're always hearing voices and noises and things.
Yeah, so a paranoid, somebody that is paranoid. All right, so why don't we listen to this dialogue for the first time and see what this person is all paranoid about.
There it is again.
Dan, dude, you have to come over to my house right now.
Is everything okay?
Just get over here. Come in. Quickly.
So, since when is your house a bank?
What do you mean?
I mean, what's up with the 4 locks and iron bars on your windows?
Security, Dan! Security! You can never be too safe, you know. A lot of sickos out there. Just the other day, they caught that Peeping Tom red-handed. Had a high-power telescope and binoculars by his window.
What's the matter with you? Why are you acting all paranoid?
Paranoid? I'm not paranoid! I'm cautious! You see, Dan, we have to be on guard at all times. People just invade your privacy as if they knew you. Telemarketers, solicitors, even your bank. They have way too much information. I like to keep everything on a need-to-know basis.
Okay. Well, what did you want to see me about?
You're being watched. Be careful, Dan. Be careful.
All right, we're back. So, I think this guy is a little bit too cautious.
I would have to agree with you, and I would go so far as to call him paranoid. But there's a lot of great stuff in this dialogue that we can use in a lot of different situations. So let's take a look at some of these new words in today's language takeaway.
Language takeaway.
All right, the first word on language takeaway today is sicko.
Sicko is also the name of a movie that was a documentary famous in America by Michael Moore, actually.
Right.
But sicko, in this context, means someone who is a bit weird in a bad way.
So if you tell somebody you're sick, but like in that tone, right? You're saying you're sick. You're a sick person.
You're gross.
Right. You're saying you're gross.
Or people who have inappropriate humor, who make jokes about not so nice things.
Right.
Yeah, they're sick. But in this case, sickos are people who maybe like to hurt other people, or people who are a little bit crazy, people who are not normal.
So it's not a nice way of calling someone crazy, right? If you say, oh, he's a sicko, it's not really nice.
Not at all. It's a way of saying that you're almost scared of this person because they're kind of weird and almost they have problems.
All right, so sicko. Moving on to our next word. We saw that the guy was afraid of...
Telemarketers.
Exactly. So what are these guys?
Well, we've got 2 words being put together here, tele and market. So tele...
Like telephone.
Telephone, over communication. So they're not in person. They're people who call you up and market things. They try to sell you stuff over the phone.
So this is very common. You get a phone call on your cell phone and they ask you if you're happy with your long distance calling plan or if you need new TV cable or something like that.
And they always call during dinner or late at night, which drives me nuts.
Exactly.
So these are telemarketers. These are people who call you trying to sell things to you.
And very similar to these is a solicitors.
Exactly. But the big difference here with solicitors and telemarketers is that solicitors actually go to your house. They knock on your door.
So they're also called door-to-door salesmen or saleswomen.
That's right. So door-to-door salesmen, they go from door to door trying to sell things. But in this case, a solicitor is someone who comes to your house to try to get you to do something, to buy something.
All right, very good. And moving on to our next word, we have a peeping Tom.
That's right. We heard this a little bit earlier in the dialogue, and a peeping Tom is again a negative thing to say about someone. A peeping Tom, well, the word peep means to look, but kind of
Quick
like,
look.
yeah, it's a quick look. So peeping Tom is a person who spies on other people.
Okay, so a synonym of a peeping Tom would be a voyeur.
A voyeur. So someone who, without getting caught, tries to look at other people while they're in their homes. And so it's really bad because it's usually inappropriate. It's usually people who are watching women get undressed or...
Right.
yeah.
So a peeping Tom is just an informal way of saying a voyeur or somebody who is spying on people. So those are the words for today in language takeaway. Let's listen to our dialogue again, and then we'll be right back.
Dan, dude, you have to come over to my house right now.
Is everything okay?
Just get over here. Come in. Quickly.
So, since when is your house a bank?
What do you mean?
I mean, what's up with the 4 locks and iron bars on your windows?
Security, Dan! Security! You can never be too safe, you know. A lot of sickos out there. Just the other day, they caught that peeping Tom red-handed. Had a high-power telescope and binoculars by his window.
What's the matter with you? Why are you acting all paranoid?
Paranoid? I'm not paranoid! I'm cautious! You see, Dan, we have to be on guard at all time. People just invade your privacy as if they knew you. Telemarketers, solicitors, even your bank. They have way too much information. I like to keep everything on a need-to-know basis.
Okay. Well, what did you want to see me about?
You're being watched. Be careful, Dan. Be careful.
Now we're back, and we had some interesting phrases in the dialogue. The first one being, you can never be too safe.
Fluency builder.
All right, so this is a common mom phrase. You often hear mothers say this when they're sending their kids off to school or whatever. They say, "Don't talk to strangers," and the kid says, "Well, why not?" You can never be too safe, right? It's good to err on the side of caution.
So it's okay to be extra safe or extra cautious, just in case.
Exactly. You never know what's going to happen, so it's better to be cautious than not. And that's what this person's saying. He's saying, well, security, it's important. You can never be too safe. You never know what might happen.
Is there another way that we can combine it? Like, you can never be too careful?
Exactly.
Basically the same thing.
Same thing, yeah.
All right. What's our next phrase?
Our next phrase is about this peeping Tom, this person that they caught. They caught him red-handed.
We caught you red-handed.
Or he's been caught red-handed.
So what does that mean?
It's a very colorful phrase, and I don't just mean that because we're calling him red-handed, but to catch red-handed means to catch someone while they're doing something wrong. So if I see you breaking into someone's house and I say, "Marco, stop! I'm catching you! Stop now!" I just caught you red-handed.
You saw me doing the act.
Exactly.
And another way of saying this is you caught him with his hand in the cookie jar.
Okay, and this is another great phrase. You can imagine a child who sees the cookies in a very special jar on the counter in the kitchen. And mom says, "Don't eat the cookies." Well, the child goes into the kitchen and sees the cookies and opens the jar and puts his hand in the jar. And then mom comes and says, "Caught you." That's a boy with his hand or a child with their hand in the cookie jar.
So it's the same thing. I can say, I caught you with your hand in the cookie jar.
Or you were caught red-handed.
All right. And our last phrase for today is, you are on a need-to-know basis.
All right. This is a great one. This is often said in spy movies,
Yeah.
I think. So we say you're on a need-to-know basis. That means that if you really need to know something, then I will tell you.
Right.
But if not, I won't.
So you only have the information that is necessary, no more or less, right? You're on a need-to-know basis,
Right. So I say, "Tell me, Marco, tell me what happened. I want to know."
right? And I can say, no, you're on a need-to-know basis and you don't need to know this. All right, so a need-to-know basis, as you say, very popular among spy movies and government movies and stuff like that.
Conspiracy movies.
Yeah. All right, so let's listen to this dialogue for the very last time and we'll be right back.
Dan, dude, you have to come over to my house right now.
Is everything okay?
Just get over here. Come in. Quickly.
So, since when is your house a bank?
What do you mean?
I mean, what's up with the 4 locks and iron bars on your windows?
Security, Dan! Security! You can never be too safe, you know. A lot of sickos out there. Just the other day, they caught that peeping Tom red-handed. Had a high-power telescope and binoculars by his window.
What's the matter with you? Why are you acting all paranoid?
Paranoid? I'm not paranoid! I'm cautious! You see, Dan, we have to be on guard at all times. People just invade your privacy as if they knew you. Telemarketers, solicitors, even your bank. They have way too much information. I like to keep everything on a need-to-know basis.
Okay. Well, what did you want to see me about?
You're being watched. Be careful, Dan. Be careful.
All right, so the guy's a little bit paranoid. There's another word for this as well, similar, right? It's schizo.
Schizophrenia is a disease, and a lot of people have it, and it's not too uncommon. But a popular slang word to say someone's crazy is schizo.
So if you guys remember this movie, A Beautiful Mind, it's all about this famous mathematician named John Nash. And, well, he was a genius. He came up with game theory and a lot of subsequent usage of this for economy, for many things. But it was proven that he was schizophrenic, right?
A paranoid schizophrenic. So not only did he kind of have experienced reality in different ways, but he's also paranoid. So he was afraid that the government was trying to kill him, and so he was irrationally afraid of everything going on around him, and it made him very unsafe because he could hurt himself or hurt other people.
And the interesting thing about this is that there is no actual cure for it. You just learn to cope and live with it. So you never really get cured. You just kind of live with it.
Learn how to understand what's real and what's not.
So it's interesting. It's a great movie also, by the way, if you've never seen it or you get a chance to watch it. And that's all the time we have for today. So if you have any questions, doubts, or comments, please come to our website, englishpod.com, and we're there to answer them.
Yeah, we hope to see you there. And until next time, English Potties.
All right, bye-bye. The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word. A deranged, psychotic, or morbidly obsessed person. Sicko. Doing something wrong or illegal. Red-handed. To affect in an unwanted way. Invade. Having a feeling that people will harm you. Paranoid. Situation where you have only the information you need. Need to know basis. Let's try that faster. Having a feeling that people will harm you. Paranoid. To affect in an unwanted way. Invade. A deranged, psychotic, or morbidly obsessed person. Sicko. Situation where you have only the information you need. Need to know basis. Doing something wrong or illegal. Red-handed. Now say the word and hear it in a sentence. Sicko.
That sicko just brushed against me again.
Sicko.
Get your hands off me, you sicko.
Sicko.
Our society is full of these types of sickos.
Red-handed.
The little boy was caught red-handed stealing cookies out of the pantry. Red-handed. Caught red-handed, you little thief. I knew someone was stealing my change. Red-handed. The graffiti artist was caught red-handed. He was identified by the paint on his hands. Paranoid. Don't be paranoid, Bob. Even if there were aliens, they wouldn't want to abduct you. Paranoid. Paranoia is characterized by extreme anxiety and fear. Paranoid. I don't think he is just being paranoid. There really is a vampire waiting outside. Invade. The troops invaded at dawn. Invade. The place is invaded by tourists every summer. Invade. I must insist you not come in. It really is an invasion of privacy. Need to know basis. The details of my date last night are on a need to know basis. Need to know basis. If you don't have a specific need to know, I can't tell you. Need to know basis. Access to the report of the UFO crash are on a need to know basis.
Hello, English learners. Welcome back to English Pod. My name is Marco.
And I'm Erica.
Today, we're bringing you an upper intermediate lesson and something that we all do.
Right. Talking to ourselves.
Talking to ourselves, right?
Yeah.
I think everyone does it. You think to yourself or you talk to yourself.
Yep.
And we're going to be doing that today, but we're going to be looking at some specific vocabulary. Erica, why don't you tell us about that?
Well, unfortunately, we're going to be following a guy as he's in a really embarrassing situation, and we're going to hear him call himself some bad names in his mind.
So he's a little bit nervous and he thinks he is not very smart, right?
That's right.
Okay, so before we start with this dialogue, there are a couple of words that we should look at in vocabulary preview.
Vocabulary preview.
All right, we're going to hear both of these words in the dialogue, and the first one is famished.
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 Okay, so famished is an adjective.
That's right, meaning very, very, very hungry.
Very, very hungry. Okay, so just very hungry, very easy.
Yes.
Famished.
Now, what about our next one? Sexist.
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 Another adjective to describe a person, right?
Right. Or a thing, I guess. Like, yeah, an idea.
Okay, so a sexist person would be...
Somebody who judges people by their sex.
Okay.
So, like, all women are stupid, for example.
Which is not true, of course.
No, of course not.
Right? So sexist works both ways.
Yes.
A woman can be sexist, a man could be sexist.
Exactly. Meaning the woman thinks all men are stupid.
Which is also not true.
Yes. Let's just be clear about that.
All right. So now that we've taken a look at these two phrases, let's start with our dialogue, and we'll be back to talk about all the great words.
Miss, your salad.
Looks good. I'm positively famished.
And for you, sir. Thank you. Enjoy.
Thank
you.
you.
I can't believe she's on a date with me. I'm so lucky. I must be the luckiest guy in the world. I want to scream at the top of my lungs. I'm the luckiest dude in the world. Oh, shut up. Don't be such a dumbass. She's so hot. Wait, I can't say that. That's sexist. She's so hot, she's making me sexist. Oh my god. I'm such a tool. Okay, get it together. Oh, she's eating salad. Oh, right. I have a salad. Oh, crap. Which fork do I use? Damn it. She's gonna think I'm a moron. What the hell are all these forks for? Which one did she use? Okay, chill. Be cool. Be cool. Just take a fork. Eat your salad.
You're eating my salad.
Oh, yes, it's delicious.
Okay, embarrassing first date, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I really do feel sorry for this guy.
Well, it happens to us. Sometimes we are in the company of a very beautiful girl and we just get really nervous.
All right. Well, psychologists call this negative self-talk.
Really?
Yeah, this sort of calling yourself names and talking negatively about yourself. But actually, you can use some of this language to talk negatively about
others.
Yeah. So why don't we look now at this language in Language Takeaway.
Language takeaway.
So on Language Takeaway today, we have 5 words. Let's start with our first one.
Dumbass.
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 Okay. Now, this isn't a very polite word, I would
Definitely
say.
not polite.
Okay. But what is a dumbass?
Well, it's obviously a dumb, stupid idiot.
Okay, so it's a person that is not very intelligent.
And our next word is also quite similar.
Moron.
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 A moron.
If a person is a dumbass or a person is a moron, what's the difference?
Well, basically, a moron is someone who is not smart, who is very unintelligent.
Okay.
Okay, so they don't know what 1 + 1 is.
Okay.
All right? But a dumbass is a person who does stupid things.
Okay.
So maybe a dumbass, like you're planning a bank robbery and the dumbass forgets to bring the gun.
Okay, that is a dumbass. All
Yeah.
right. So maybe moron is a little bit less offensive, and it's
Yeah.
actually, you'll find it in the dictionary, right?
Yeah.
Whereas a dumbass, I don't think you'll find it.
Yeah, it's slang.
It's slang, exactly.
Now, what about this next? It's also a negative name you can call people. A tool.
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 This is very strange because I don't know how a tool can be something negative
Yeah.
towards a person.
Yeah.
But it actually means the opposite, right? If a person is called a tool, it means they are
Useless.
useless, right?
Yeah.
So if you ever called a tool, they're saying that you're useless.
Exactly.
You're good for nothing.
All right, well, these are 3 interesting words. So why don't we hear some examples of each of these words in use?
Example 1.
I hate Tom. He's such a dumbass. Last week he borrowed my mobile phone and dropped it in the pool.
Example 2.
I don't like Kevin very much. He can be a real moron at times.
Example 3.
He was looking for a job, but he didn't even have a resume prepared. He's such a tool.
Okay, so great examples, and here at English Pod, we're bringing you real street talk.
Exactly. Language as it is spoken by today's youth.
Okay, now let's take a look at our last 2 words.
All right, well, these phrases you can use when you're trying to calm yourself down and make yourself relax a little bit, right?
Right. Let's take a look at the next one. Chill.
Chill.
Okay, chill.
Chill.
So again, relax.
Calm down.
Calm down.
Yeah.
You need to chill.
Yes. And then you also need to be cool.
Be cool.
Be cool.
Now, if you can tell, the pattern is related to temperature, right? Chill is cold, cool is similar to cold.
Yep.
So again, that's what it means, to relax.
To calm down your emotions.
Right.
Make your emotions not so hot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so chill, be cool.
Exactly. And you use them together like that, don't you?
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, chill also has another way of using it, right?
Exactly.
You can say, I'm chilling with my friends.
Yeah, we're chilling here in the English Pod studio.
Which means we're just relaxing.
Yes.
We are just having fun.
Yep.
Not doing anything, right?
Exactly. But you can't say chilling. You have to drop the G.
Yeah, you have to try. Right. You can't say I'm chilling.
Yeah.
You have to say I'm chilling.
I'm chilling.
Okay, so that's all for language takeaway. But now let's take a look at some of the really useful phrases that we saw in this dialogue in Fluency Builder.
Fluency builder.
Okay, so this guy is so happy he's on this date that he wants to scream at the top of his lungs.
Scream at the top of my lungs.
Scream at the top of my lungs.
So basically, he just wants to, scream.
To shout really loudly.
Really loudly.
Yeah.
He's so excited, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so for example, sometimes you're at a concert, right?
Yep.
And you need to talk to your friend and you're screaming at the top of your lungs because the other person can't hear you.
Exactly. Or maybe you're lost in the woods and you need to scream at the top of your lungs so that someone will hear you and find you.
All right, very good. Okay, so scream at the top of my lungs.
Mm-hmm.
Our next phrase.
Get it together.
Get it together.
Get it together.
So if I tell you, Erica, you need to get it together.
Basically, you're telling me to calm down, relax.
So pull your emotions together,
Yeah.
you know, get your ideas straight.
Right. So it kind of gives you this idea that you got to pull, like you said, pull your emotions together in a little box and tie them up.
All right, so get it together.
Yep. So, Marco, when would you use this phrase, get it together?
I guess when somebody is either very emotional, maybe crying or
Yeah.
very nervous, you know,
Yeah.
you tell the person, oh, get it together, you know,
Yeah.
relax.
Yeah.
Or when somebody maybe is not doing something good in their life,
Yeah.
you know, like making bad decisions
Yeah.
or not being responsible, you tell that person, you need to get it together,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly. I couldn't have said it better myself.
Okay. So now why don't we move on to our next phrase? And this is really, really high frequency. I think
Yep.
you would hear it all the time.
All right. So, what the hell?
What the hell?
What the hell?
So why would you say what the hell?
Well, obviously, you're asking a question, right? Because
Right.
you got your W, you got your what. But when you say the hell, you're putting emphasis on the what.
So you're asking a really strong question.
Right. But it's not polite.
It's not polite.
Yep.
Okay. So if I say, what the hell is going on? What's happening?
Really, really what's happening.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and we can change it a little bit. We can replace the what with another WH, like
Yeah.
why,
How,
how,
where.
where, or when.
Yeah.
Okay.
So why don't we hear some examples of how this expression is used using different WH words?
Example 1.
Where the hell are you? I've been waiting for hours.
Example 2.
How the hell did you do that? That was amazing!
Example 3.
When the hell are you going to find a job? I'm tired of paying for everything.
Example 4.
Who the hell are you? I don't know you.
All right. Now our final word, also a little bit strong, but pretty high frequency.
Oh yeah, very high frequency.
Oh crap.
Oh crap.
Oh crap.
So it's a little bit strong, but less strong than maybe saying a really bad word, right?
Yes.
But it's definitely saying, like, you made a mistake, right?
Yeah, it's
And-
like a really strong oh no.
Oh no, exactly. A really strong oh no.
Yep.
But I guess not many people say, oh no, you know?
Yeah. Oh no, I just lost $10 million.
Exactly, right? You would not say that.
Yeah.
So it's a very strong oh no, but it's not as strong as it could be.
There are other words out there that are stronger, but we are not going to go into them here.
But maybe you guys know, so let us know.
Yes.
We can definitely keep an eye out on the comment section.
But don't write the words in the comment section.
Okay, so we saw some really great phrases, some really great words, a lot of informal language, but it's very high frequency and you'll use that with your friends or you'll see it in movies, TV shows.
Yeah, really common in movies and TV shows.
Exactly. So let's listen to this dialogue one more time and then we'll come back and talk a little bit more.
Miss, your salad.
Looks good. I'm positively famished.
And for you, sir. Thank you. Enjoy.
Thank
you.
I can't believe she's on a date with me. I'm so lucky. I must be the luckiest guy in the world. I want to scream at the top of my lungs. I'm the luckiest dude in the world. Oh, shut up. Don't be such a dumbass. She's so hot. Wait, I can't say that. That's sexist. She's so hot, she's making me sexist. Oh my god. I'm such a tool. Okay, get it together. Oh, she's eating salad. Oh, right. I have a salad. Oh, crap. Which fork do I use? Damn it. She's gonna think I'm a moron. What the hell are all these forks for? Which one did she use? Okay, chill. Be cool. Be cool. Just take a fork. Eat your salad.
Sorry, what were you saying?
You're eating my salad.
Oh, yes, it's delicious.
So these slang words, they're actually very common, right?
Yeah, I think, like you said, it's not likely that you'll find them in a dictionary.
Of course. And you can find them in movies, or sometimes when you're having a conversation, a very informal conversation with a native speaker,
Yep.
these words will slip out and these slang terms will come up.
Exactly. And you know what? There's a great resource out there for wonderful English slang terms called urbandictionary.com.
Exactly. If you ever see a word that maybe you can't find in the conventional dictionary, you're probably going to find it there.
Yeah, we'll put a link up to it on the site.
All right.
Talking to yourself. Talking to yourself is something many people do, even if they do not realize it. Some people talk to themselves out loud, while others have silent conversations in their minds. It is a natural and common habit that can help with thinking, problem solving, and emotional control. While some people may think that talking to yourself is strange, it actually has many benefits. It can help improve focus, reduce stress, and make decision-making easier. Why do people talk to themselves? There are many reasons why people talk to themselves. Sometimes, they do it to organize their thoughts. When people are thinking about something important, they might say their thoughts out loud to understand them better. Others talk to themselves when they are alone, because it makes them feel less lonely. Some people talk to themselves when they are learning something new because it helps them remember information. Athletes, musicians, and students often talk to themselves to stay motivated and focused. The benefits of talking to yourself. Talking to yourself can be very helpful in everyday life. One of the biggest benefits is better focus. When people say things out loud, they pay more attention to what they are doing. For example, if someone is looking for their keys and says, "Where did I put my keys?" they might find them faster. Another benefit is stress relief. When people talk to themselves in a positive way, they can feel calmer and more confident. Saying things like "I can do this" or "everything will be okay" can help reduce anxiety. Talking to yourself also helps with problem solving. When faced with a difficult decision, saying the options out loud can make it easier to choose the best one. It allows the brain to process information more clearly. Talking to yourself while learning. Many students and teachers believe that talking to yourself can improve learning. When people repeat information out loud, they remember it better. This is why reading aloud, practicing speeches, or explaining something to oneself can be effective study techniques. Language learners often talk to themselves to practice pronunciation and sentence structure. For example, someone learning English might say, "Today, I will go to the store and buy some food" to practice speaking naturally. This helps build confidence and fluency. Self-talk in sports and motivation. Many athletes use self-talk to stay motivated and improve their performance. Before a big game or competition, they might say, "I am strong. I am ready. I will win." This kind of self-talk increases confidence and helps athletes stay focused under pressure. In addition, positive self-talk can help people overcome challenges. When someone feels nervous before a test, they might say, "I studied hard, and I know the answers." This can make them feel more prepared and less anxious. Negative V's. Positive self-talk. Not all self-talk is helpful. Negative self-talk can make people feel bad about themselves. If someone constantly says, "I am not good enough" or "I always fail," it can lower their confidence. This type of self-talk can lead to stress and unhappiness. Positive self-talk, on the other hand, can improve mood and motivation. Saying things like "I can do this" or "I will try my best" can make a big difference. Changing negative thoughts into positive ones can improve mental health and self-esteem. Talking to yourself in everyday life. Many people talk to themselves while doing daily tasks. Some people talk to themselves when making a shopping list, saying, "Do I need milk?" "Yes, I do." Others talk to themselves while cooking, thinking out loud about ingredients and steps. People also talk to themselves when preparing for important events. Before a job interview, someone might practice answering questions out loud. Before giving a speech, a speaker might rehearse their words to sound more confident. Does talking to yourself mean you are crazy? Some people believe that talking to yourself is a sign of mental illness, but this is not true. Most people talk to themselves at some point, and it is a normal part of thinking. However, if someone hears voices that they cannot control or has conversations with people who are not there, it could be a sign of a mental health condition, and they may need to see a doctor. For most people, talking to themselves is completely normal and even beneficial. It is a way to process thoughts, reduce stress, and improve focus. How to use self-talk effectively. If someone wants to use self-talk in a helpful way, they should focus on being positive and encouraging. Instead of saying, "I will fail this test," they can say, "I have studied, and I will try my best." Another way to use self-talk effectively is to ask questions. For example, what is the best way to solve this problem? Can help with decision-making? Talking to oneself in a calm and clear voice can make thinking easier and more organized. Conclusion. Talking to yourself is a normal and helpful habit. It can improve focus, reduce stress, and help with problem solving. Many successful people, including athletes, students, and professionals, use self-talk to stay motivated and confident. The key is to use positive self-talk and avoid negative thoughts. By talking to yourself in a supportive and encouraging way, you can improve your thinking, learning, and overall well-being.
The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word.
A dish made of raw vegetables.
Salad.
Truly.
Positively.
Very hungry.
Famished.
To be as loud as possible.
At the top of one's lungs.
An impolite way of calling someone foolish.
Dumbass.
Sexy to the greatest degree.
Sexy.
Someone who is stupid or useless.
Tool.
Control your emotions.
Get it together.
An impolite way of saying something is foolish.
Crap.
Someone who is very stupid.
Moron.
Calm down, relax.
Chill.
The belief that men and women should have equal rights and opportunities.
Feminism.
A romantic outing with someone that you have not met before.
Blind date.
A person who is very clumsy or awkward.
Spaz.
The way people see or perceive you the first time you meet.
First impression.
To miss an opportunity or chance.
Blow it. Let's try that faster.
An impolite way of calling someone foolish.
Dumbass.
Calm down, relax.
Chill.
Very hungry.
Famished.
Someone who is stupid or useless.
Tool.
To be as loud as possible.
At the top of one's lungs.
Truly.
Positively.
Sexy to the greatest degree.
Sexy.
Someone who is very stupid.
Moron.
An impolite way of saying something is foolish.
Crap.
Control your emotions.
Get it together.
A dish made of raw vegetables.
Salad.
To miss an opportunity or chance.
Blow it.
A person who is very clumsy or awkward.
Spaz.
The way people see or perceive you the first time you meet.
First impression.
The belief that men and women should have equal rights and opportunities.
Feminism.
A romantic outing with someone that you have not met before.
Blind date.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
Dumbass. You're such a dumbass. You can't carry marijuana into the airport. Dumbass. James is such a dumbass. No wonder girls don't like him. Dumbass. That was a really dumbass thing to do. Who the hell forgot to lock the office door? Nick is 4 hours late. Where the hell is he? Why the hell would I know who started the fight? I wasn't there. I was screaming at the top of my lungs, but no one heard me. That guy looks crazy. He's screaming at the top of his lungs. We were screaming at the top of our lungs because we were so excited. Get it together. Get it together. Now is not the time to start crying. Get it together. I'm so stressed out. I just can't seem to get it together. Get it together. We were having a terrible game, but then we got it together and won the match. Chill. Chill. I'll be there in 5 minutes. Chill. I'm just chilling with my friends. Chill. Chill out, man. It's not a big problem.
Hello, English learners. Welcome back to English Pod. My name is Marco.
And I'm Erica.
And we're bringing you a very advanced lesson today.
That's right. We're talking about another business topic, aren't we?
It's a topic that's kind of popular these days, all about efficiency and reducing costs. So we're going to be talking about the just-in-time philosophy.
I don't know much about this philosophy, so good thing we've got Marco here.
Well, what we are going to be looking at is not really in-depth. We're just going to be looking at some basic points of what a just-in-time philosophy would be like in a company.
Mm-hmm. But what we're really going to be looking at is the language to do with this philosophy, right?
Exactly. We're going to be looking at some technical terms and some other useful phrases that you can use when you are talking in a business setting.
Okay, well, why don't we get started with the language then?
Okay, let's take a look at vocabulary preview.
Vocabulary preview.
On vocabulary preview today, we have the word lead time.
Lead time.
Lead time.
L-E-A-D, lead. Lead time.
Right, like lead. This is something that factories usually would use.
Yep. Yeah, I guess lead time is the time in between point A and point B on a production schedule, right?
Right. So you could have, for example, production lead time.
So that's the time between when you make an order and when the product is finished.
Exactly. And you could also have delivery lead time.
So the time between when you place an order and when the product gets delivered to you.
So depending on the companies, you have different lead times. Some are 3 days, other are 5 days,
Yep.
other are 45 days.
And we at English Pod have a 2-week lead time for our podcast, right?
But our delivery lead time is every other day.
That's true.
Nice. Okay, that's all we're going to be previewing today. So why don't we just listen to the dialogue and then we'll come back and explain some of these tricky vocabulary words that we'll see.
I called this meeting today in order to discuss our manufacturing plan. As I'm sure you're all aware, with the credit crunch and the global financial crisis, we're obligated to look for more cost-efficient ways of producing our goods. We don't want to have to be looking at redundancies, so we've outlined a brief plan to implement the just-in-time philosophy.
We have 2 basic points that we want to focus on. First of all, we want to reduce our lead time.
Why would we want to do that? I think this is not an area that really needs to be worked on.
Well, we want to reduce production and delivery lead times for better overall efficiency.
Right. Production lead times can be reduced by moving workstations closer together, reducing queue length, like, for example, reducing the number of jobs waiting to be processed at a given machine, and improving the coordination and cooperation between successive processes. Delivery lead times can be reduced through close cooperation with suppliers, possibly by inducing suppliers to locate closer to the factory or working with a faster shipping company.
I see. That makes sense.
The second point is that we want to require supplier quality assurance and implement a zero defects quality program. We currently have far too many errors that lead to defective items, and therefore, they must be eliminated. A quality control at the source program must be implemented to give workers personal responsibility for the quality of the work they do, and the authority to stop production when something goes wrong.
I'm with you on this one. It's essential that we reduce these errors. We've got to force our suppliers to reduce their mistakes.
Exactly. Well, let's look at how we're going to put this plan into action. First...
Okay, so they're going to implement just-in-time in their company.
Yes. Yeah, I guess they're putting in some cost control measures. So Marco, there's some great language in here. Why don't we look at it now in language takeaway?
Language takeaway.
Okay, the first word today, redundancies.
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 So this is kind of a strange word because usually a redundancy is when you're speaking, right?
Yeah, maybe when you say something that's already been said.
Exactly. You say something that has already been said. But we also use it in the business world.
Right. And it comes from the base word redundant, right?
Okay.
Meaning extra, more than what's needed.
Okay.
So when a person or a position is made redundant, basically it means they get laid off, right?
Right. So redundancies are a synonym of layoffs.
Exactly.
Okay. Yep. All right, let's take a look at our next word. Workstations.
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 So a workstation could be anything from your desk.
Yeah, or maybe a workbench.
A workbench.
Or even a place on a production line.
Right, so you're a certain machine or something like that.
Yeah, so basically a workstation is the area where you work.
Okay. Okay, so you can say, can we get a new workstation for the new team member?
Mm-hmm. Or I could say, I want to move my workstation closer to my employees.
All right, so workstation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's take a look at our next word. At a given machine.
At a given machine.
At a given.
At a given.
This is an interesting way to say at any machine.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, given here is operating exactly the same as... Here, the word given is operating exactly the same way as any.
As any.
Yep.
Okay, so let's listen to some examples of how we can change it up a little bit and we can use this given word.
Example 1.
In this factory, how many cars are in production at any given time?
Example 2.
On any given day, about 40 million people use the internet.
Example 3.
Firefighters have to be ready to attend an emergency at any given moment.
All right, so any given time, at any given moment.
Yep. Any given day.
Okay, now let's take a look at our last word today. Defective.
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 So if something is defective,
It has a problem with it.
it has a problem.
Yeah.
We can say defective is an adjective.
Right. And the noun is defect.
Defect.
Yep.
So if something has a defect, it is defective.
Right. So for example, maybe you produce chairs and you make one and this chair is missing a wheel.
Okay, so it's defective.
Yes. The defect is the missing wheel.
The defect is the okay. So before we listen to our dialogue again, I want to take a look at this phrase. I'm with you on this one.
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 So what does that mean exactly? I'm with you on this one.
I agree with you.
I agree with you on this point.
Exactly.
Okay. So if you agree with somebody on a certain point, you would say, "Oh, I'm with you on this one. I agree with you."
Exactly.
Okay. So now let's listen to our dialogue again, and we'll come back and talk a little bit more about the history of this just-in-time.
Called this meeting today in order to discuss our manufacturing plan. As I'm sure you're all aware, with the credit crunch and the global financial crisis, we're obligated to look for more cost-efficient ways of producing our goods. We don't want to have to be looking at redundancies, so we've outlined a brief plan to implement the just-in-time philosophy.
We have two basic points that we want to focus on. First of all, we want to reduce our lead time.
Why would we want to do that? I think this is not an area that really needs to be worked on.
Well, we want to reduce production and delivery lead times for better overall efficiency.
Right. Production lead times can be reduced by moving workstations closer together, reducing queue length, like, for example, reducing the number of jobs waiting to be processed at a given machine, and improving the coordination and cooperation between successive processes. Delivery lead times can be reduced through close cooperation with suppliers, possibly by inducing suppliers to locate closer to the factory or working with a faster shipping company.
I see. That makes sense.
The second point is that we want to require supplier quality assurance and implement a zero defects quality program. We currently have far too many errors that lead to defective items, and therefore, they must be eliminated. A quality control at the source program must be implemented to give workers personal responsibility for the quality of the work they do, and the authority to stop production when something goes wrong.
I'm with you on this one. It's essential that we reduce these errors. We've got to force our suppliers to reduce their mistakes.
Exactly. Well, let's look at how we're going to put this plan into action. First,
So, Marco, I mentioned at the beginning of the lesson that I don't know much about just-in-time, but luckily you do, right?
Yeah, I know a little bit about it.
So tell me a little bit about where this philosophy came from. What are the origins of this idea?
It actually became really popular with Toyota, and it was called the Toyota Production System. So many people think it's Japanese, but in reality, the Japanese got it from the United States. It's a philosophy that was thought up by Ford Motor Company in order to improve their production line. But when the Japanese visited Ford Motor Company, it wasn't fully implemented yet. And oddly enough, they found this philosophy working already in a Piggly Wiggly.
What's a Piggly Wiggly?
Piggly Wiggly was a chain of grocery stores in the United States.
Okay.
I'm not sure if they're still around, but yeah, they were really big. And basically, Piggly Wiggly was using this to improve their whole system of shipping and of stocking and everything.
Okay, so how does it work?
So basically, what you try to do is make your processes more efficient, reduce the amount of space you're using, etc. And this was really important for Japanese because, of course, they don't have that much space in Japan to have these huge warehouses like in other countries.
So what you're saying is they're producing goods just for the time they need it, right?
Exactly. So trying to not be overstocked.
Yeah.
Or
have like a long lead time or something.
Long lead times where you have to keep something
like
in a warehouse.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why it's so efficient. And also it's about improving the efficiency between processes. So what's sometimes called a bottleneck. You can have really good processes in the beginning, but in the end, maybe you have only one workstation that's taking all these orders and everything gets bottled up and it causes delays.
Slow, yeah. So in the dialogue, they want to implement the just-in-time strategy as a way of avoiding redundancies, but it sounds to me like actually this might cause redundancies sometimes.
Well, yeah, sometimes it does. Sometimes when you make workstations more efficient or when you make all your processes work more fluidly, sometimes inevitably you will have to lay off some people that are
that are redundant.
Okay. Have you ever worked in a company where they've implemented just in time?
No, actually, I've never really worked at a place where this philosophy was working, but I did used to work at a place where we had Six Sigma, which is which is a little bit similar. Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll need a lesson on Six Sigma in the future.
Yeah, we'll see if we come out with Six Sigma and what it means, and it's kind of interesting, but we want to hear what you think.
Yes. Have you guys worked in a place where they use just in time?
Exactly, or if you have any quality control measures, or how does your company avoid having defective items or defective services?
So visit our website, englishpod.com, and Marco and I are always around to respond to your comments and answer your questions.
Exactly, so until then, it's
goodbye.
Bye. The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word.
Make a person do something because it is the right thing to do.
Obligate.
Cheap, not expensive.
Cost efficient.
Lay off, the ending of workers' employment.
Redundancy.
Put a plan into action.
Implement.
The time between the beginning of a process and its end.
Lead time.
The ability to produce something more quickly.
Efficiency.
An area where a person works and does his job.
Workstation.
Used to refer to a specific time, place, or thing.
Given.
Having a mistake or error that makes something not perfect.
Defective.
A mistake or error that makes something not perfect.
Defect.
Supply of goods stored in a place.
Inventory.
The cost of holding inventory.
Carrying cost.
Large building where products or goods are stored.
Warehouse.
The supply of goods for sale or available.
Stock.
Something that slows a process down.
Bottleneck.
Let's try that faster.
Having a mistake or error that makes something not perfect.
Defective.
Large building where products or goods are stored.
Warehouse.
The supply of goods for sale or available.
Stock.
Something that slows a process down.
Bottleneck.
The ability to produce something more quickly.
Efficiency.
Cheap, not expensive.
Cost efficient.
Supply of goods stored in a place.
Inventory.
Put a plan into action.
Implement.
A mistake or error that makes something not perfect.
Defect.
An area where a person works and does his job.
Workstation.
Make a person do something because it is the right thing to do.
Obligate.
The time between the beginning of a process and its end.
Lead time.
The cost of holding inventory.
Carrying cost.
Lay off, the ending of workers' employment.
Redundancy.
Used to refer to a specific time, place, or thing.
Given.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
Redundancy. Our company is restructuring and it looks like we will have redundancies. Redundancy. I am sorry to inform you that you have become redundant.
Redundancy. We have to prepare a plan to handle potential redundancies. Lead time. We offer a very low lead time at our factory. You can get our products in less than 3 days. Lead time. The standard lead time for manufacturing tires is about 1 week. Lead time. Customers are complaining about our delivery lead time. We should try and get the products to them faster. Workstation. We need to increase the number of workstations available for our employees. Workstation. We have a total of 20 workstations, but 2 of them are not functional. Workstation. Jim, you should clean up your workstation. You have papers and garbage everywhere. Given. In this factory, how many cars are in production at any given time? Given. On any given day, about 40 million people use the internet. Given. Firefighters have to be ready to attend an emergency at any given moment. Defective. Can I return this defective TV? It doesn't work. Defective. We try to reduce the number of defective products by having strict quality control. Defective. It seems that a defective light bulb was the cause of the fire.